spectacular as ever, and then a time trial which determines the starting positions for today. Clayton Enslin on pole position. But let's go back and look at that round the houses race which took place yesterday morning. The 34th running of the Roof of Africa race, sponsored by the Lesotho Sun Group of Hotels, and this is downtown Maseru. Lots of interested bystanders watching these crazy men and their flying machines, getting ready for this round the houses race. First race will be for the quads, then the 200cc's, the 250s, and then the opens. Nervous times for these riders, wondering what it's going to be like in the mountains of Lesotho this time around. Will rain stop play? Will rain be a factor in the result? Always the last word from Darryl Curtis, but down on the start line for the quad race around the houses, Johan Steenkamp, Jeff Bush, Dali Tambo, alias Tablanche, Cornel de Villiers and Jacques Struvig on the front row of the grid. They're going to be averaging over 100 miles per hour, 160 k's an hour through the streets of Maseru in Lesotho. Hope the traffic cops aren't standing by. Out front, on bike number 100, DEON BELCHER has hit the front with that Banshee, about 800 cc's. Behind him, it's Christophe Kunle, the Frenchman, followed by Jacques Struvig, Clayton Duplessis, and Cornel de Villiers. So all the top contenders are right out front, the usual suspects for this quad racing. They take a slightly different route from the bikes this year, but it'll be tough nonetheless. Down to the finish line, and DEON BELCHER gets the win on the Banshee, and he's ahead of Cornel de Villiers and Clayton Duplessis in third place.
Yeah, it was nice and fast. I knew I had the advantage over the Bombardiers. Jake and myself built the motor, but the race isn't won on the first day. Tomorrow, Cornel and Johan and Jacques and the guys will take over. I'm just coming here for fun.
No cars taking part this year, but this guy's looking for the starting grid for his off-road cars. I wonder where the car race is. But down on the line, it's the 200cc Enduro class and the 125s running alongside them. It looks like Jeffrey Wallater has got the whole shot on the 200cc KTM. Right behind him, Barry Creel. Creel has hit the front, he looks over his shoulder. Wallater trying to get up the inside there. They're doing about 160 k's an hour down the straight. Behind them, Brett Prada. And then in fourth place, Brian van Niekerk, and the first of the 125s right on his tail. That's Connie Mayer on a Yamaha. Fighting it out all the way through this field. This is important for the time trials because this will determine the starting positions for the race proper tomorrow. Maseru Bridge or Maseru Central, which race should we go? This is the 250s. They are flying through. Elmer Symmons in the lead. Clayton Enslin behind him, and Wayne Farmer holding off Brian Kappa for fourth place. 50 bikes in this class, the biggest single class in the Roof of Africa. Down towards the finish line, one lap completed. Elmer Symmons goes through. He's got a substantial lead there. Who's going to be second? It is Clayton Enslin, followed by Wayne Farmer on the Russell Campbell Kawasaki. Whoa! Brian Kappa gets that thing absolutely sideways on the tarmac. The trials are showing he's a man of many talents. Oh, front wheel landing there for one of the riders. Not easy coming onto the tar section, but down at the finish line, Elmer Symmons on bike number 251, a substantial lead in the 250 class. Wayne Farmer has got past Enslin, and that is for second place, and Brian Kappa has closed right up, and he picks up fourth in the 250cc class. Next out, it's the first open class race. Look out for Alfie Cox on that big Katum as he flies down. But Carl Leroux's got the whole shot on the KTM, followed by Cox, Grey Dick, Darryl Curtis comes through as well on the gas. They are flying through the streets of Maseru. That photographer couldn't even follow those fast guys. Cox down after lap one. Right behind him, Grey Dick is closed up on the Yamaha. The Shimwell Yamaha shows its form around the tar section. That big old force boat putting the power down. We've got a crash there. It looks like Leonardo Humber has fallen down on the tar, and he looks okay. Pick that bike up and carry on with the race. But out front, Cox has got problems because Grey Dick has got ahead. Grey Dick half a second ahead of Alfie Cox in the first of the open class races. Second open class race, and this is for the Ulysses and senior guys as well. Rob Anderson is on the ex-Alfie Cox KTM, and that thing does about 180 k's per hour down these straight sections. So it's Rocket Rob Anderson comes through in the lead, and he's followed by David Field, and Ross Guscott comes through. Kevin Tebbett has got a poor start, but he's making his way towards the front on the Husqvarna, and he knows his way around the houses. Whoa, Kevin Tebbett has got past Anderson on the brakes down at the finish line. Kevin Tebbett back from America and enjoying the Roof of Africa. So that was the round the houses and the time trials yesterday. Clayton Enslin then on pole position for the race, followed closely by Alfie Cox. And let's not forget the Bombardiers in that quad class. That's going to be well contested. And the Ulysses for those older guys going through the easy route. Should we call it easy? Well, join me for the Roof of Africa through the Kingdom of Lesotho. And my camera crew, Jan Hartzer, Ivar van Kraan and Andrew Mulligan, who will be in the helicopter today for 2 days of trials, tribulation, tears and joy. This is the Roof of Africa. Thanks to the Lesotho Air Force for providing that brand new helicopter for our cameraman Andrew Mulligan to track the race through the mountains of Lesotho. And can Alfie Cox make it 9 wins in this race? Alfie, what do you reckon?
Well, you know, Dave, it's a common route both days, and I think there's only about 80 kilometers or 90 k's that are different on each day. So today I think it's just a day to look to see where the course is going. We sort of know the last day, the slide your arse section and all of that. So today I think just to look to see where it is, to try and make a gap for tomorrow. I don't think the race is going to be today. If you can get away today, obviously try, but I think it's going to be just a procession trying to find our way, get to the finish, and the next day is almost the same as today. So we'll have a...
Alfie, on a broader spectrum, over 200 entries. It's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, they've done something, you know, they've enticed the people into this novice, you know, give each guy a turn, even though he doesn't do the whole course. At least he can be involved in the Roof of Africa, say, I've been to Lesotho, I've ridden a bit of it. It's a very good marketing thing they've done, and I mean, you see the entries, over 300 entries, I think. Magnificent for the Roof of Africa. The only sad thing is the cars. I'm sad the cars are not here.
Personally, I don't miss the cars because I think they got too many bloody wheels anyway. But here's another face. Come over here, Hazel. Come and join us. This is Hazel Cox. Hazel, you must be pretty damn nervous to see your husband heading out into 2 days of hell.
Yeah, I am, but I'm also pretty used to it. I know he rides with his head, and we'll see what happens.
Sure he's going to ride with his head. Alfie, good luck, eh? And Clayton is just ahead of you on the starting line.
No problem.
Clayton, 2 days of riding ahead of you. What do you reckon?
Well, 2 days, looking at the weather, this morning looks good, but like last year it looked good for 1 day, and next day it was, something to really talk about for a year. So this year, 2 long days, I think we're going to have some fun, new routes.
You nervous?
Always.
2 days though, what's your plan?
Well, the race basically is tomorrow, so just get to today safely and be in a fighting chance for the win tomorrow.
Exactly 6 a.m. and Clayton Enslin gets away on the Shimwell's Yamaha 250 two-stroke. 370 k's lies ahead of him through the mountains. Alfie Cox just seconds behind on the big old KTM bike number 500. He's won 8 of these races. Can he make it 9? ELMER SYMMONS comes flying through, and he is coming back on form of late and has been a major contender in this area before in the mini route. Next away it is Jade Goodsite on bike number 750 and Graham MacLACHLAN, who has some local knowledge of this area. And that is DARRYL Curtis getting away on the gas. A bit of ground to make up, followed by Rian Fanikak, and between them it's Grey Dick on the 426 Shimwell's Yamaha. But out front, Clayton Enslin shows us the speed that he flies through the mountains at. Just take a look at this. The helicopter can't even keep up with these guys. Alfie Cox has got that thing pinned wide open. Tell me, are these men brave or what? Symmons is making ground on Cox. Symmons is following his tracks, makes life just that little bit easier for him. DARRYL Curtis has caught up to MacLACHLAN and Jade Goodsite just ahead of him, so Curtis is already making ground on the gas. This terrain suits his riding style ideally. And notice how he's standing on the saddle so much more nowadays. In the 125 class, Bernard Johnson gets away just ahead of Gerald Bass. He's riding at 200. And then Jeffrey Wallet on that 200 KTM, followed by Dirk van Zitzewitz from Germany. 7 international riders taking part in the two-wheelers today, and this will be a big experience for those riders. Some encouragement for Robert Kirk. Kirk has gone down in the mud. This is just 100 meters from the start, so things are going to be tough for the riders like Robert Kirk on bike number 53. Paul Hugh-Martin goes through, another one of our international German riders on a Suzuki DRZ 400. This muddy section has caught out Peter Brocker, another one of our German visitors. He has slid to the ground. Things are going to be tough for the next couple of days. The quads are up next at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're waiting for their start. Well, certainly a large foreign contingent taking part in this year's Roof of Africa in Lesotho. Christoph Kunle, one of the only foreigners riding in the quad class. Christoph, first time in Africa, how are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful. I never done this type of races, and I'm learning a lot. So yesterday was very good, easy, and I had fun. So I hope to be the same tomorrow and today. En français, en français, qu'est-ce que un message? On va voir, on va essayer, on va découvrir l'Afrique pendant 2 jours et puis on verra samedi soir.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Usman on pole for today's quad race. How are you feeling?
It's going to be a long day. It's not always lucky to start first, but you must go and find a way for the other people. But I'll wait for Cornell and we'll ride together. And the race is not today, it's tomorrow the last from the service point to the homes. Wait for that.
Yes, it's all about tactics. Riding on the quad route are the seniors, and that's Kevin Tebbit getting away on the Husqvarna. A nice leisurely pace for Tebbit. Followed closely by David Field on a 4-stroke KTM. That thing looks fast. Jacques Struve gets away on the big Bombardier, the first of that quad class, and he's got about 200 k's ahead of him today. Cornel de Villiers gets away, and behind him it is Clayton Duplessis. But Clayton Etzlin is out front in the open class with that 250cc Shimwell's Yamaha, and this is what lies in store for all of the riders in the roof of Africa. Errol Dalton goes through with that big gas at the bottom of the mountain. Ahead of him, though, Jade Goodside is putting some time on him. This is Goodside up on the mountain ahead of Rian Fanikak on that 200cc gas. Goodside is riding on a KTM bike number 750. Fanikak goes through. Then Elmer Symmons comes along just ahead of Alfie Cox, and the boys are all closing up on one another, following each other's tracks as they go through this mountain section. Grey Dick on 509, the 4-stroke, keeping it on the boil right behind Alfie Cox on the 2-stroke KTM. Daryl Curtis standing up as usual with a power down. Ray MacLACHLAN, local knowledge, he knows something we don't know. He's heading down that other side of the mountain. MacLACHLAN obviously knows his way around this part of the world. Dirk van Zitzewitz with that Suzuki DR400, he follows the normal trail. He's not following MacLACHLAN. Larry Creel goes through, he's second in the 200cc class on bike number 3, and that's Tom Carson on the Miller Moore KTM bike number 350. That's Brian Capper, the trials expert, having the first time ride in the mountains. He's enjoying life at the moment. And take a look at what lies ahead of these riders. It's not easy on the roof of Africa. River crossings and mountain crossings. First of the quads comes through. It looks like Christophe Kunle has got in front. The Frenchman is leading in the quad class. This is a great experience for that rider. Right behind him, it's Jeff Ush and Cornel de Villiers. There's Ush, he's lying third now in that class. And right behind him, Alex Sally on bike number L15, apparently is lying fifth in the class. Through goes Sally with the first of the Raptor Yamahas. Eugene Rousseau goes through, and he's in the senior class with a 2-stroke KTM, a wave tower camera crew on his way. And that's George Booker also competing in the senior class. Don't forget they're riding on the same course as the quads. And locals are wondering what's going on here. Now this is Dali Tablanche, alias Dali Tambo, with that pink helmet. This time around he hasn't got that ponytail on him. Neville Murray goes through on 598, the big KTM. And the first of the refuel stops, Rian Fanikak on the 225, 200cc gas comes in just ahead of Daryl Curtis. All the leaders have closed up on each other. Just behind them there, I see Jade Goodside, and everybody seems pretty happy at this stage.
Hey, what's up?
What's happening? How's it going?
It's beautiful, eh? Just all riding together, we're trying to find our way. It's not too bad, the river's not deep, so it's gonna be fun today.
Yeah, it's good. We got lost a bit up there. Turn around a bit. Is this the first group here?
Yes.
How many guys got through?
About 5.
Okay, so this is the whole first group?
Yes. Ray MacLACHLAN keeps tabs on the leaders. Neil van der Ross in the Ulysses class goes through ahead of Brendan Bircher and Hayden Percival. Just behind him, Ross Anderson in the senior class and Sean Gunter on L116. Takes it easy, standing up on his Bombardier quad. This is G. Evans and Mike Glover looking for a way across the river crossings. overnight. The river has risen. The rain has been falling. They're looking to cross the river. Evans goes into the deep water. Why has he gone upstream? This is fatal. That bike is going to suck all the water in. He'll never get that thing started. Mike Glover, he can't make up his mind. Whoa, he's also going into the deep stuff. Literally 20 meters away, there's a proper crossing. Guys, why are they taking this route? Probably because the cameras are standing there. That is why. David Phil pushes his bike downstream. This is the way to do it. Climb off board, let the suspension rise up, keep that four-stroke motor ticking away, and push it through. David Phil then goes 20 meters downstream and makes it look oh so much easier. Lots of local support for him as he gets through there on bike number 70. Tough work. These riders are exhausted. There's just over 100 k's to go for them, including Baboons Pass, waiting for everybody. Mike Glover gets the tank and seat off, cleans out the air filter. George Booker goes through in the senior class. Lucky for him, he's made it through that river without stopping. Evans, he's got his bike back together. He's quite happy. Andrew Clark in the novice class keeps it running. Look at his face. He's exhausted. I agree. Right, out front, we've got Alfie Clark's flying along on the KTM. Which way, guys? Where do we go from here? Darryl Curtis joins him. Certainly not across that river. We can't seem to pick up the track markings. Well, across the bridge we go. So that is Cox and Curtis first and second. Elmer Symmons comes flying along in 251. But the marshals have decided to show him which way. In fact, it's other riders. This way, Elmer, don't go across that bridge because you're going to meet some oncoming riders in the Ulysses class coming the other way. This is chaos. The rain has affected the markings. Look at that. Oh, so dangerous. We can't have riders crossing paths in the middle of a race. Clayton Ensland comes down towards the bridge. Which way, guys? Turn right, Clayton. Go down the river and then across. And look out for riders coming the other way. Jade Goodside, who's come back from injury in recent months, standing up on the pegs on bike number 750. Sixth place, Errol Dalton, showing his experience. How many Roof of Africas has he done? I'll have to ask him one of these days. Which way, guys? Yes, down, follow the river. And it is chaos down at the main river. Gary Prentice has got stuck with his Raptor. Gary's paid about 200 Rand in porterage fees across the river to the local Dalita Blanche. He's not paying anybody. He keeps that Raptor running. Oh, this is hard work. And chaos reigns supreme, decimating the quad class. Wallater up in the mountains on bike number 6. Shows you how tough the Roof of Africa really is. Brian Capper comes down. Thankfully, that river is not flowing so hard, but look out for the green slime because that can catch you out when you slip down across those rocks. And that's Alfie Cox with Clayton Enston following his tracks, and they're heading down towards Baboons Pass, waiting to ensnare them over its boulders. Elmer Symmons behind them following their tracks as well, and all these leaders are right behind one another. It's anybody's race at this stage in the 34th running of the Roof of Africa. Darryl Curtis flies through Baboons Pass, 40 k's of these sort of conditions. Jay Goodside goes through Elmer Symmons on 251, bouncing off those rocks. Imagine doing this for another 40 k's. How do the bikes handle it? Clayton Enston goes through on the Shimwell's Yamaha right behind them, slipping and sliding all the way down. That looks like Rian Finikak on the gas, right up with the leaders in the 200cc class. Bouncing and sliding their way along. Gray Dick goes down on the 426 Yamaha. Keep that thing running, Gray. You don't want to be kick-starting that Yamaha up in the mountains. Larry Creel, bike number 3. Oh, and another crash. Imagine doing this 20 times in one day. Fall down, pick it up, start it, and run all over again. That's Errol Dalton, and he's behind Graham MacLACHLAN, and Dirk van Zitzewitz, the German, has caught up. Symmons has got stuck in the river. They're right down near the finish line, only a few k's to go, and Elmer Symmons has fallen over in the river. This has allowed Darryl Curtis and Alfie Cox to pull a lead out front. Clayton Enston comes down to the river. Does he get through? Keep it on the pipe. Symmons picks it up and waves to our camera crew. Not too worried, he knows there's another day to go. Jade Goodside goes down into the river. Is he going to be stuck? He sure is. Through goes Dalton, right behind him, Rian Fanica. Good side, unhappy, losing valuable time. Down at the finish line, Peter Luck has got the flag out for Alfie Cox. Alfie Cox is the leader on day one for the Roof of Africa. Luck is looking up who's second in line. Darryl Curtis flies through, Mr. Wildman as always, second on day one of the Roof of Africa. So day one of the Roof of Africa comes to an end. Next week on Two Worlds we'll bring you the final day of the Roof, but coming up after the break we'll find out what's happening this weekend with the toy run and a 3-hour endurance race at the Swartkorps Raceway.
Saving you time,